All right, good morning. Good morning. Today I want to get pretty localized, not hyper local, but just very localized and hone in on the fountain real estate. I want to give you guys a little bit of what I am seeing and what that might mean for the overall real estate industry here in the Fountain area and what it might mean overall in El Paso County. Welcome to Jerome in Real Estate. I'm Jerome, your local realtor here in the Fountain and Colorado Springs area. Let's get into it. So, the first thing I want to do is tell you about what I have been doing for the past 3 weeks, 3 weekends, right, especially, and what I've been seeing. So, in order to sort of gauge the market, especially localized here in Fountain, what I've been doing is making sure that I hit up as many of the open houses as I can. And then, along with that, I try to speak with as many of the other real estate agents as I can. Okay. And what have I found out? What I have found is that in these open houses, there is minimal presence of buyers. Okay. So used to be I'd walk into an open house and there was just a steady stream. It wasn't flooded, but there was a steady stream of people. There was a steady stream of buyers walking in, asking questions, really looking all nervous because they knew that, the guy that's right behind them probably is going to put in an offer, right? Now, I walk in to an open house and I don't really see anyone except the other agents, okay? Possibly one in the span of 15, 20 minutes that I'll spend. One person may swing by real quick, but just the feeling is different, right? It's almost like you see a sea change of personality because now everybody's all calm and cool, right? Nobody's nervous. Nobody's worried about, the next guy behind them or anything like that. There's a power shift going on, okay? I'm not saying that it's a buyer's market. I'm saying that there is a stabilization probably going on. And to add to that, what do you do when you try to find out things in your industry? Well, you try to do your own research and then you talk to your industry professionals. So I'm also speaking with my industry professionals who are other real estate agents, lenders, right? Other brokers, okay? And what I'm hearing is exactly what I see, okay? What I'm observing is exactly what they're observing as well. There's a slight slowdown in buyer demand, okay? Now here's the thing. People are going to come at you and they're going to say, well, you know what? There's no slowdown because, hey, look at the numbers right here. We have April's numbers right here. And, they were still very strong and everything like that. Number one, you've got to get very, very local. That's why I'm only focusing right now on what I'm seeing in Fountain. I've seen it a little bit in the Springs as well. So, I think it's expanding. But I'm honing in on that. But then number two is you also need to recognize that data, just plain old statistics, has to be collected over a certain amount of time. You can't just see what you're observing in the stats and then expect that to be reflected in the actual activity on the ground. Okay, that's not how this works, especially in housing. It takes, anywhere from 2 weeks to 60 days to close on a home, right? So the stats that you're seeing aren't going to show up. It could take a full month and a half, 2 months for stats to really catch up to what's being observed on the ground, which is the reason why speaking with industry professionals and assessing the feel of it is one of the best ways to go to get ahead of the market. And what I am telling you right now is that we do see a shift in the market. This seller's market, this housing seller's market, especially localized from what I see in Fountain, it's about to get neutralized. So keep that in mind, right? If you're thinking about selling or you have to sell, you might want to speed that process up, okay? And the reason you would do that is because the huge demand is about to go away. It's trickling away. These rate hikes, this buyer fatigue, it is putting some pressure on those that are selling. Okay, you're not just going to be able to ask for these exorbitant prices anymore. So keep that in mind. And if you are a buyer, you need to buy or you want to buy, now might be a good time to jump in as well before the rate hikes come in. If you're not in a stable position, if you just don't have the funding, you've spoken with lenders, and you know what, you're just not quite ready, then hey, it's not your time. Okay, but if you are ready, if you've got stable income, and you know you've got the cash reserves, and you can jump in and get a home, now's the time, because demand is on the low. Okay, it's decreasing, so you're not going to have as much competition out there. You'll be able to get in, maybe get in first. All right, so if you've got that stability, go ahead, check that out. All right, that is going to be the video for today. Thanks for watching. If you appreciate these opinions and some of the observations that I'm putting out, go ahead and give this video a like and then subscribe. Don't miss anything that I'm putting out weekly. I appreciate you watching. Have a good one.